Hi everybody, I'm Matt Gash with SoundersFC.com here at Husky Soccer Field on the University of Washington campus, where 5 years ago the U.S. Under-20 national team was looking for a friendly in late April. Prepping for the 2005 season, the Seattle Sounders were the perfect fit for the U.S. youth squad. Today we'll flash back to that game and catch up with Brad Evans and Patrick Ianni, who both participated in the game. But first, here's Sigi Schimid, who coached the U.S. Under-20 squad to a 4-1 victory that April night.
The thing I remember for sure is Benny Feilhaber's first goal, because he just hit a bomb from outside, and it was one of those things where you go, wow. And for Benny, that was like one of the times where he was trying to establish himself in our group and what he could do. And since we couldn't use some of the MLS players in those games, Freddie Adu and guys like that, it gave an opportunity for some of the college players like the Marvell Wins and the Chad Barretts and Benny Feilhaber, who've done fairly well for themselves, either in our league or overseas. So this was really their start of their opportunities to showcase themselves.
It was good. It's great. When you're that young, you get to meet, fellow guys that are now playing on this team. Me, Sturgis, and Pat, we're all part of that team. So you don't really realize that the relationships that you're building there are players and relationships that you're going to carry on, 5 years, 10 years from then on. So, it's a great experience, you play good competition when you're that young and kind of get a feel for what it's like being a pro and traveling and preparing the day before a game and things like that. So, in that aspect, it's just a great opportunity. At that point, it's just an honor, obviously, to put on the jersey as well. So, in that instance, a good result for our team, in preparations for that Under-20 World Cup too. And you get used to traveling and bringing guys together and being on the road as well.
I remember Benny Feilhaber had a bomb. I remember, I think it was pretty much the same group we had in. I remember Michael Bradley was in that camp, which he hadn't been because he was overseas or something. But yeah, it was a good crowd, I remember. I don't remember Schmetz being the coach, but obviously Ziggy was our coach. I remember the hotel we stayed at, and we ate at Denny's right when we got in there. So apparently that's a good place to eat before a game, or the day before at least. But yeah, I think that's about it. I remember it was a good spirited game, and we had to make a comeback after they scored. So
for the Seattle Sounders, it was one last tune-up before what proved to be a championship season in the USL in 2005. For the U.S. Under-20s, it was a chance to bring together the team and give the players more experience on the youth level.
My first big goal for soccer was making that Under-20 team, and so it was exhilarating, I think, is the best term for the whole experience. Obviously it was a great opportunity. I learned a ton, but for me it was so exciting to be a part of that team and have the chance. For the first year and a half of that cycle, I wasn't part of the team at all, and it really bugged me. And it took me from my beginning freshman year at UCLA to the beginning of my sophomore year. I worked really, really hard because I wasn't starting for UCLA, and I wanted to be on that Under-20 team. That's all I knew. And luckily, Ziggy was watching a lot of our games, and I was able to play well my sophomore year. And then he called me in, and that 6 month was a very special time in my life. For meeting guys like Brad and Nate, and there was quite a few UCLA guys on the team. And we really bonded.
And Brian was saying, God, I didn't remember that. That means I'm 0-2. But, it was, for us, it was a very important phase, because one of the things I tried to change with the Under-20s is that we would get like what I call these little weekends together every 3-4 weeks. I didn't want to go 2 or 3 months in between seeing the guys. So being able to have the opportunity, and Adrian Hanauer at that time arranged it, being able to have the opportunity to come in here and play and be able to assemble our team and make it financially feasible was really, really important. And so Seattle played a big role in helping that team prepare for its games. And again, it gave me as a coach that opportunity to see the players and compare them. So I didn't look at it so much as, okay, here's my chance to go against the Sounders, as it is, here's a good chance for us to get our team together and play a meaningful game.
Meanwhile, back in the present day, the Sounders FC hosted a viewing party for the U.S. meeting with Algeria in the final game of the group stage of the World Cup. Everyone at the South Center Azteca restaurant had their eyes pointed towards Pretoria, South Africa. In between breakfast specials and Sounders memorabilia, the gathered masses rose and fell with the ebb and flow of the crucial match. They watched from the edge of their seats as England took a 1-0 lead over Slovenia, making a U.S. goal vital to their World Cup advancement. Then, victory, as Landon Donovan came through in stoppage time, knocking home a rebound to give the U.S. a 1-0 win and advancing them to the round of 16 on Saturday. Congratulations to the U.S. squad, and thanks to all who joined us at Azteca.